Hi guys, welcome back to the Croatian Eurovision Club. My name's Emily and today I am here with
Lana
and Josip.
Woohoo! They are members of our social media team here, and today we are on Zoom call and we are going to be predicting our qualifiers for the first semi-final of Eurovision this year. We're going to run this through in the running order and then go a bit of a round table, talk about whether we think it's going to qualify and whether we like it, and so on and so forth. So opening the show is Lithuania. Why does that sound wrong? Is it Lithuania? Yeah, it's Lithuania, isn't it? Yeah, okay. Josip, start with you.
When I first heard On Fire last year, I was not a fan. I am not a fan of discotheque. Don't judge me, but it is how it is. I understand the charisma, the presence, the stage presence of Vaidotas, I think his name is, has, but I don't know. It's just not my cup of tea.
Oh my God. Okay. What do you think? Are they going to qualify or not? That's the main.
Since it's the group, I think they are going to qualify. Not sure if they are going to be in the top 5 when it comes to qualifying, but I think they are a sure qualifier.
And then there is me, who think that Lithuania is going actually to win the first semi-final because they have gone viral with their song On Fire, and also this time with Discotheque. I mean, they are two different songs, but so powerful and impactful, and just you can forget them once you see them. So they are definite qualifiers and the winners of the semi-final one.
I think they are sure qualifiers. I think there's not really any question about it that they're going to qualify. I don't know if I think they're going to win. I think, honestly, it could go any way. I actually do think the juries will quite like it, but I'm not so sure about the televote because there are just so many. And they're obviously at the beginning as well. So they could easily get forgotten about as more, Russia is shortly after. And then you've got, if Leslie Roy pulls off that staging in Ireland, it's just, there's so many just more that might make people kind of forget who was at the beginning. But I think they're a sure qualifier. I'm not sure if they're going to win. Okay, so following them is Anna Soklic, Slovenia, singing Hallelujah, which is actually called Amen. It just shouldn't be called Amen. Why didn't they call it Hallelujah?
Yeah. I think it can go in two ways. The first one being it not qualifying, of course, because there are definitely better songs in this semi-final. However, I can still see it be a surprise qualifier. I was amazed when I saw the staging, and I don't know, I got chills throughout the whole rehearsal. So maybe Anna will surprise.
I also have a list here, and I listed her as a qualifier. And maybe we all underrated her a bit because, there are no many ballads this year, but she has that powerful voice, and the part of the song where the gospel choir kicks in is just beautiful. And the last part of the song, I mean, the staging elevated it, everything, but I think she can go through, even that she's performing second after the rope. It's a bit tricky for Slovenia, but I think that actually she can qualify because we have Croatians voting for her, maybe North Macedonia,
I mean, I definitely agree with you about the gospel choir. If they hadn't changed that so that was in the Eurovision version, that would have been nowhere near as strong as it is. I'm not sure I see it qualifying though. I see it coming close, but I just, like you said, she's literally after Lithuania, and she's in between Lithuania and Russia that are both really memorable, so to say. Yeah. So I just think it could be easily forgettable. But then we've got Russia.
I love Russia's entry this year. I mean, it's just it starts off gentle, and it just keeps building up, and then the chorus, where she kneels on the ground, it's so powerful. It gives me such good vibes. The Twitter loves Manesia, and of course I see it in the final and possibly in the top 10.
Well, I love Russia's entry. She is actually in my top 10, I think. But I'm afraid that we might be getting another telemovish moment, yeah, from Portugal 2019. Conan was in my top 10 as well, but
He
the
was in my
song,
top five. I was just so disappointed not seeing him qualify. I don't know what's wrong with Europe.
I am a bit worried because at first I really didn't love that song. I was like, no, Russia, please don't send that. And then I just couldn't get enough of it. So yeah, it needs to grow on you. But the thing is that the most of the audience is watching it and hearing it for the first time. So I don't see her as a qualifier, although I wish, but I didn't put her here on the list. Yeah,
Wow.
and my heart will break if she doesn't qualify. But yeah, this is so hard to predict, really.
Yeah,
The hardest ever.
100%. I mean, I think she's a sure qualifier. I think it's amazing. And when I first heard it, I wasn't like, I didn't love it, but I didn't hate it. I was just confused because it
Yeah.
starts off and you think, okay, this is like a rap kind of song, but then she goes into the bit like on her knees and the vocalist and power, fire, everything is amazing. And I think with that dress, you're not going to forget about it.
Yeah, definitely.
I just think
Yeah,
it's so Eurovision. And I
it
love that
is.
it does incorporate some culture, but it's also really fun and it's also empowering. It's got everything. It really does. So yeah,
And
I do think
Manisha's stage presence is
mm,
wow.
she's
That
just such a
energy is
boss.
just,
One of the best this year.
Yeah,
yeah, love her.
yeah, definitely. Following Russia, we have Tusa from Sweden singing Voices.
Uh, at first, when I heard it in the national final, I was like, it's okay, but there were better entries. Sweden's always like the best in quality when it comes to Eurovision, and just for that, I mean, it's Sweden. I see it as a qualifier. For me, it's not. I mean, it's not as nearly as best as good as the rest, but I can see it's qualifying.
Okay, I agree that Sweden is definitely qualifying. Many fans and people on Twitter actually said that Sweden won't qualify because of the staging. As you can see, the staging really is actually a bit of a downgrade from Melody
Yeah,
Festival, and yeah, I actually prefer from the Melfest, and I don't know, it's maybe only for us because we know the Melody Festival and performance and the Eurovision, but again, the most of the viewers will see it for the first time, and I think they will love it because my dad loves it. He was like, oh, that's such a good song. Yeah, so it's actually on the first listen a good song, and it just Duse is amazing, the biggest sweetheart, and he has to qualify. He definitely is.
Yeah, I'm definitely in love with him.
You're in
I
love with
think
everyone, but
I
okay.
am in love with everybody, but when I meet them,
Me
I'm just
too.
like, how are you so sweet? That I expect them, I want somebody to be a bit rude, you know? But they're all just so lovely. And I'm like, oh, I don't want to watch you not qualify now. Maybe that's
Yeah,
the plan. Maybe they're like, if I make everybody love me, they'll be so sad to see me fail, which is true. But
yeah,
somebody has to
probably.
fail, like you said. But I think the juries are just gonna like lap this up. They're gonna
of course.
love it. It's a classic jury song. I
Yeah,
really, I really liked it at first, but I was also like, okay, this isn't different. It's not unique. It's not new. But I mean, the key change is like, but then as well, when there's going to be the commentators probably saying like he's 19 years old, and he's
He's still
originally
in
from the
school.
Congo, yeah, and just those little facts about him that are just going to make people be like, oh, and I just think
Oh,
it's
that's
gonna be,
sweet. Yeah.
yeah, I think it's just a sure qualifier. I don't think it will qualify like easy. I think it could be like bottom 3 of the top 10. So next up is Australia, obviously using their live on tape performance.
at the first listen, I was like, it's a good song. Um, I I was kind of shocked by the little parts like in Montaigne's vocals. Like it was just so weird listening to it for the first time, but actually it grew a bit on me, like especially in the past month or so. However, I still don't see it qualifying. I've seen the like behind the scenes footage. It's a great performance, but I still don't think it's a qualifier.
Well, I absolutely love that live on tape performance. She looks amazing. She is really a strong vocal this year. But I feel so sad for everything that is happening to Australia. You know that she's not able to be in Rotterdam. And in one hand, I think that it might affect her result, but in the other hand, the people might actually go like, "Oh, that's sad that she's not here. Let's vote." I don't know. The song is very interesting and not one of my favorites this year. To be honest, I'm not listening to it as much as I listen to the rest of the songs. But as Josip said, it grew on me as well, and I'm just like, we got no, midnight is the hour, yeah. And I don't know, it's. I actually think that she's going to qualify because it's Australia.
I don't think she's going to.
You know, I love a bit shocker.
Yeah, but it's not going to be Australia, I don't think. I mean, I actually detested the song when I first heard it. I was like, this is messy. What is even happening? They can't decide what they're doing, which is true. They could not. But yeah, I absolutely love it now. I think it's a total anthem. But I think casual viewers are probably going to have the same first reaction, being like, what the hell is happening? Like, it's going well. She's singing, and then she starts like chanting, and I'm like, what? I think they're going to be really confused and be like, what the heck? And as well with like, if she goes through to the final, we're just going to see the same performance again. I mean, I don't know, but I'm assuming that they'll probably just play the same live on tape again. So I'm not sure, like Euro fans that vote, they'll probably have that in mind and be like, is this going to do well in the final, this tape? And then we've got North Macedonia.
I don't think Vasil is going to qualify. I think he has the lowest of chances in this semi-final. His rehearsal and his performance are fitting for the song, but however, I don't like see the point in the like shot where he's the lights shining on his like reflective shirt. It's just not qualifying.
I also think that North Macedonia is not qualifying as much as I would love to, because Vasil is or Vasil Vasil is literally the kindest guy. I mean, why is everyone so kind? Just as you, Emily, said, everyone is so sweet, and I want them all to do well, because actually the message behind Here I Stand is beautiful, and he's very passionate about it, has a great story. Also, the performance, the rehearsal was very touching, and that's what is his goal for the audience, to touch them. Yeah, but I think the juries will appreciate it more than the televote, but not enough to qualify, unfortunately.
Yeah, I regretfully agree. I mean, I love this song. It was like my number one for a long time. Now it's dropped down to like top 5. It's just so beautiful, and it reminds me of something from like a really classical musical theatre, which is admittedly not everybody's style, but like that's where I come. I'm from the musical theatre roots, so that to me is like, oh, it just sounds so perfect. His voice is just insane. And that end note, I mean, this could all go dreadfully wrong for him if he misses that end note. I don't think he will, obviously. But with those high notes, it's always a risk.
Who knows?
But yes, I agree with the weird disco shirt thing. That is not fitting. I don't like it. I do like the gold stuff. Yeah, it was so random. I do like the gold, like CGI stuff.
Yeah.
I just think it's just going to get lost in the abyss of everything else that's going on in semi-final 1. Ireland, Leslie Roy.
Ireland, Maps.
I was really shocked when I saw the first rehearsal for Ireland, because it's definitely something very unique and very new to Eurovision. I like the concept. However, I would like it being more colorful. I think that's a bit of a downside to it. I hope they perfect it, and the whole movement on the stage, like setting up the camera shots. I hope they perfect it, but now it's in my will probably not qualify list.
Yeah, I also think that Ireland will be a border non-qualifier, maybe on 11th place of the night. I mean, Leslie is amazing, and I love the song. It grew on me a lot, and I also expected a bit more color and light on the performance, but I liked this idea. I mean, the first rehearsal was very messy because that's how first rehearsals usually are. But I'm glad that she was doing really well on the second rehearsal. And at the moment, I was like, she can actually qualify. But I don't know. I'm really struggling with this one, and I have put her on the non-qualifier list. But I want her to qualify.
I don't know. I think this is so tight. I think this is really, you're not going to know until they literally say whether she's qualifying or not. Like, even on the night, if everything goes smoothly, you just don't know how the audience is going to take it. Because some people might be really impressed. Like, this is a concept that has never been done on the Eurovision stage before.
Yeah.
But some people like me will be like, why try it? It's clear it doesn't work. And it just seems like she's too busy, focused on everything else to sort of really love what she's doing. She's just constantly thinking about the next thing rather than being like, wow, I'm at Eurovision. And I think that's what people really respond to, is like singers just living their dream. And she's just like, agree. I have to move to this tree now. So I just think it's really borderline. So next up is El Diablo.
It's a sure qualifier right off the bat. I mean, I love the energy Elena Brostes brings to the stage. The choreography is amazing as usual for Cyprus. I love the message of the song, even though some people might not see it or understand it on the first listen, but I think it's a sure qualifier, definitely, and possibly a semi-final winner.
Yeah, I also think that Cyprus is a sure qualifier. Once the song was released, I was like so confused, and it was messy to me. It grew on me by the time, and now when I saw that rehearsal, I mean, she is gorgeous, and she sings even better than in the studio version, in my opinion. And the dancers are so cool, and it's just eye-catching. I don't know, everyone will be like, wow.
The reason she's doing so well is because it's a straight-up copy of Replay, which is a straight-up copy of Fuego. It's obviously a sure qualifier. I will say, I don't think, unless the commentators talk about it, I don't think the message is going to be understood at all. I still didn't understand the message until like 2 weeks ago. The staging is incredible. She is so talented. Like, she's so good. I hate that I love it. But I do think it's really, really strong. Next up is, I find this so funny. So we have El Diablo, and then next we have a fallen angel, which is what the devil is a fallen. It's just really funny, and I have a whole conspiracy theory because
they just had to do it.
The songs tell the same, like the songs tell two sides of a story in the same relationship. Fallen angel is the guy being emotionally manipulative to the woman, and it's incredible. And the same thing happened last year with Running and Attention. And follow me on Twitter to see my late night thoughts about conspiracy theories.
I think it will probably qualify, just because it's for the same reason as Sweden. It's Norway's Norway. I mean, every year they bring some quality to each song, and I think even though it's a bit of a cliche song, people will still like it, and it will probably qualify. I like in the 9th or 8th place.
It has to qualify. I mean, it is such a casual viewer type of a song, I think it's qualifying. I mean, the key change moment is really the moment that goes just like, wow, yeah, it can qualify. I mean, the running order is crazy in this semifinal, and everything is so strong. But let's just say that he's qualifying. Yes, he's on my list.
I also think this really depends, but I think it probably will. But I do think he'll fall between like 8th and 12th place. I mean, you say it's a casual video song, yeah, probably, but I hated it when I first heard it. Maybe it was because I was biased that Monument didn't win.
Yeah.
But I have since grown to really, really love it. Like, I do really love it. But I mean, they threw away their winning ticket with Monument. I'm just going to leave that there. But I think the outfit is going to grab attention, and people either be like, okay, this is weird, but it's Eurovision. So people are probably going to be like, wow, this is so Eurovision.
Yeah, because of the wings.
Yes. But then again, if we think to Croatia 2019, the wings didn't work then. So what we got? Maybe that wasn't the wings' fault. Next up is Croatia. It's Albania with TikTok.
I think we finally have a chance in qualifying this year. I'm really rooting for Albania. It's in my probably will category, like probably will qualify. I think the staging elevated the song really, really like a lot. TikTok is a repetitive song, but with the performance, it can be much more interesting to watch and to listen to.
I agree totally, because I just can't see her not qualifying. She and her team worked so hard, and actually I see a lot of love for her from the Euro fans, and the song is catchy, she's gorgeous, the dances are amazing, the staging is really cool. The thing is that in this semi-final we have a lot of one girl, four dancers, and that's a bit tricky because I don't know, they all can qualify, and then in the other hand someone has to go, but I think that Croatia will qualify because we have Slovenia and North Macedonia.
I think before the staging I was like, I hope she qualifies, like it will be tight, but with the staging I'm 100% sure she's going through, and I'm so happy about that, because again, at first I'm not biased because like, yeah, I'm part of this team, but I'm not from Croatia. It doesn't matter to me whether she goes through or not. Like, I'm not biased. But so at the beginning, I was like, it's tight. But now I'm like, yeah, I'm sure. And I'm sure this isn't biased. I just know it. Being in that arena, it was like no other. She is insane. It's qualifying. End of. And then we've got Belgium.
Okay, Belgium is my third place this year.
The whole thing.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Can you believe? I know that they probably won't qualify because it's not a typical Eurovision entry. I don't want to say an entry that has quality, because that would mean that the Eurovision songs don't have quality, but it just stands out in that different way, and unfortunately I put them on my probably not qualifying list because I know only a few people that love that song.
I have also put it in my definitely not qualifying list. I'm sorry, Lana, but I
know.
I see how it can get boring for viewers, like for people who are watching Eurovision for the first time in this year, like having not heard the songs before. The staging is suitable, but it's not something that will really like wow the audience, Unfortunately, it's a non-qualifier for me.
I do really like the song. Like, I really like the song. I think it's a perfect driving song. I sing it all the time. I think it's a really catchy song. I love it. It's just chill. I just feel so like, But as a performance, it's not happening. I think it's just a song, and it would work best on a drive time radio, a smooth radio, not at Eurovision. Eurovision isn't the place for it, and I don't think it's going to qualify, which is a shame because I really love the song, and I'm very glad that I now have the song on my phone, and I will listen to it forever because I do really like it. I think it's really chill, but it's not really one that I think is going to go down well at Eurovision, especially in their semi-final. Israel.
I haven't seen the full rehearsal for Israel, but from what I have seen, they have really upped their game in staging. The choreography is on point, and I'm the neon background again. I don't know what to say to that. It's just it is what it is.
We've had enough.
Yes, definitely. This year it's an occurring theme in almost every performance. Aiden's vocals are amazing. The whistle note is like the highlight of the song, and I think it will probably qualify.
I think that she is not qualifying because I don't know why. I was just like watching on at my list and a girl with a dancers, one of them has to go, and I was like, I will put Albina in qualifier group, and I love the song. Actually, the revamp is what made me to place Israel higher in my top. There is too much going on sometimes. Maybe it was just the camera, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a serious fight for the last place, and I think Israel will be one of the people in that fight. The revamp ruined it for me, because the catchy bit to me was like, oh, 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 I'm making a mind. And now it's like, and it's just not as fun to sing. So it's still good. Like, I still like it. It's not as good as it was for me. I don't know. I'm really worried. I think the televote is going to have political influences on it, given everything that's happening right now. And I think she's going to absolutely flop in the televote just because of what's happening, which isn't fair. But already seeing how much hate she's got online, it's just, I don't think she's going to qualify. I think she would be in the fight for the final if people can put politics aside for this contest. But I don't think that's going to happen, especially in the televote. Romania. Okay.
Oh, okay. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, she is in my. I would love her to qualify. She's on my 7th place in my top 10 of the first semifinal. But the song is really touching. The lyrics and this whole story. The staging is amazing, but what we saw, she was really struggling to sing properly while doing all the moves, and it might affect the juries. The song is not as strong, to go like, yeah, she's a sure qualifier. This is a bit something in between. I would love to, but I think she won't qualify, unfortunately.
I also think it will probably not qualify just because her vocals are a bit of a mess. I love the staging, I love her outfit, I love her hair. However, the whole package is like it's a mess, it's a chaos, and I love the song. I also love the message of the song. However, it's still probably not qualifying.
But we all know that she can sing. We have heard her on the our party as well. And
well, exactly. I mean, the first rehearsal I thought was awful. It was really hard for me to watch, because I was like, I can't watch her go through this. And then it came out that her management had said like, oh, her singing was bad because she was really, really upset and she'd been crying. And I was like, okay. But then the second rehearsal came, and you should have seen me in the arena. I was trying to look so hard. I was like, is she crying or is it just the movement? I was like trying to tell if she was upset again, because the vocals again were just still not strong. And I was like, please be upset, but also don't be, because if you're still crying through the second rehearsal, you're probably not going to be okay for the semi, are you? But I can't tell. I can't tell if that's what's causing the vocals. And I really kind of hope that is what's causing the lack in the vocal, that maybe if it's an emotional breakdown, that is slightly better than just not being able to handle the movement. I just think it's going to be one of the ones fighting for the 10th place. Azerbaijan, Matahari.
I'm just going to say it. It's like almost the same as Cleopatra. They've gone full on copy with the theme, like the mysterious part where they like chant in an ancient language. But when I see the staging, I just don't see it like for a sure qualifier. But I am seeing it qualifying. It's in my probably will qualify list.
Yeah, me too. I think that Azerbaijan is qualifying, although she's not in my wishes for qualifying, because I like the song, but I just got bored. The rehearsal was. I wouldn't pick up a phone for that. I don't know. Something is missing.
I've seen a lot of things that are being like, oh, she's not going to qualify. And like, I think that's just the Eurofan opinion. And I think that's just because we all heard Cleopatra. And for us, it's like, it's just Cleopatra. But for the casual audience, they didn't hear Cleopatra, probably. And for them, all of the chanting, it's going to be like, what the hell? And it's going to have that shock and it's going to grip them. I do agree that the staging it could have been done better a lot. But I do think the song is strong enough on its own. I think it's a definite qualifier, unless she falls over on. I don't know what would happen then. So second to last, we have Ukraine.
I didn't like the first version of the song. However, I think the revamp really did it for Ukraine. As well as staging, I think this will be one of the most memorable stagings this year. I love Katerina's outfit, the like green fluorescent shirt or jacket, should I say? I think it's a sure qualifier for me and for the audience because it's something we haven't seen. It's in Ukrainian, which is also a plus, like for a song, and it's a sure qualifier, definitely.
I also put it as a qualifier. Actually, you and me, Josip, have very similar predictions. The staging is amazing. I really didn't expect something like that, but the Go A band is, I don't know, they are icons. They are amazing. They are so unique, and the song is very different, and we have nothing similar actually. And Katerina's voice is just magic, you know. I can't see them not qualifying. I was worried before, but after that staging, that energy.
I half agree with everything both of you said. I agree that it's definitely qualifying. The staging is insane. And I think before I was also like, it could slide through. But now I'm like, yeah, 100% top 5. But I do not agree that the revamp is better than the original. Except for Albania, I did not like a single revamp. They just went worse for me. Albania is the only one that improved with the revamp. I loved it before the revamp. I thought it was epic, and I loved the music video. But with the revamp, I know why they had to do it. It's just a bummer. Like, I just don't like it as much. So both were repetitive, but the first one was kind of like catchy, and this one's more annoying. Just the staging is so strong, and it's different. It's gonna stand out. It's 100, and it's second last. Like, that's a really good position. There's no way that is not qualifying, and I think that could potentially even win the semi-final. And I think that would be like a fun little shock. Like, not like OMG didn't even think it qualified, but I think it could win. Finally, closing the show, we have Destiny from Malta singing Je me casse.
I loved Destiny's song last year. However, Je me casse, it's a whole different vibe. I like the studio version, the music video as well. However, I think they really didn't do a good job with the staging. It's just it's not fitting at all. The pink, the neon pink is like definitely not the color to go along with this type of performance. It will qualify. I think it will definitely qualify, but it's not a qualifier for me.
Again, the same as your thoughts. I think that she's definitely qualifying. I mean, she's currently the third in the odds for the victory. You know, I think it will definitely work for the casual viewers. They will love that. I mean, it's catchy. You know, the chorus, the instrumental part. Yeah, not my favorite this year, but she will qualify.
Before the rehearsals, I would have absolutely put my money on her winning the whole thing. I'm obsessed with it. I love the song, and her voice. Oh, it's insane, and she's better on stage. Her riffing, the higher notes, she goes higher on stage than in the tape, which is just incredible. And she's 18, like everything is just what the hell, you know. And so I think it's going to do really well, but I do think with the staging, maybe they threw away their chance of winning. So let's just go around and just read out the ones that we've said like are going to qualify, and the ones that aren't, and the ones that maybe.
For me, the qualifiers are Cyprus, Malta, Russia, Ukraine, Sweden, Israel, Lithuania, Norway, Azerbaijan, and Croatia.
My prediction about qualifiers is Lithuania, Slovenia, Sweden, Australia, Cyprus, Norway, Croatia, Azerbaijan, Ukraine, and Malta.
Lithuania, Russia, Sweden, Ireland, set through gritted teeth if the staging goes well, Croatia, Azerbaijan, Malta, Ukraine, and then kind of a fight for Romania, Israel. No, oh, Cyprus, and kind of a fight for Romania, Israel, Norway, maybe Slovenia and Australia. Just kind of a fight for the last place. Hopefully Romania though. That's all for our semi-final one predictions. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like, subscribe, comment, follow us on all the things. You know how it goes. Website in the description. Come back in a couple of days for our semi-final 2 predictions. We'll see you then. Have a great day, guys. Bye.
Bye.